Support for Radio Friends comes from OsteoStrong. Improvements in bone density, strength, and power can be achieved by weekly 5-minute no-sweat sessions on their 4-Spectrum machines. These isometric robotic machines safely emulate high-impact loading on different parts of the skeletal system, which stimulates activity in bone-building cells. Balance and agility can be improved by 2-minute sessions on vibration plates. Every session is supervised by a trained coach. Learn more on Facebook or call to set up a complimentary wellness assessment and session. Good morning. Welcome to Radio Friends on this Thursday, July 22nd. Alex LaBRUNERIE is with us from LaBRUNERIE Financial. Always talk money with Alex LaBRUNERIE. Good to have you here, Alex.
Thanks, Paul.
Today, we've got a little bit different topic. We're going to talk about water.
Water, yes.
Yeah, and water commodity.
Yeah, with all this rain we've gotten, it seemed like a...
Yeah, now here in the Midwest,
yeah.
I mean, at my house in June, I got over 16 inches of rain, and July has started out on the wet side. But when you look at the drought that is affecting a large part of the western section of our country,
yes,
it is somewhat frightening.
It is, yes.
Now, you brought a map along that we're looking at, and deep red in parts of California, Utah, Arizona, New Mexico.
Utah, even up by North Dakota, Colorado.
Yeah, into Canada.
Into western Canada, and then all the way down Mexico's western coast into the Central America. Right.
Now, this is an unprecedented drought that has been going on.
I think they said the scientists have said that's the 5th year now of the severe drought in the American West.
Even parts of Hawaii and Puerto Rico, not to the effect that we have in the western part of the mainland, but parts of Hawaii are abnormally dry, and Puerto Rico parts of Puerto Rico are in a moderate drought at this time. And you look, when I'm looking at this map, up into Alaska and parts of Canada, in fact, a fair amount of Canada. So what are we talking about when we talk about water commodities?
So what happened, I thought we'd share this because a year ago or so, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange started trading futures on the commodity of water, which particularly in the California area. And so that leads investors to maybe think that this may become something that is going to be with us for a while if there's a tradable futures contracts on water. But it also, for us, there's a type of investment called socially conscious investing, or what's now called ESG investing, environmental, sustainable, and governance, are criteria that Wall Street has embraced in the last 2 or 3 years very strongly. And letting people invest in companies that may purify water or find new innovative ways to get water to drought-stricken areas, electricity that shortages are brought about by water shortages in California sometimes. Mm-hmm. So there's a whole field of investing called socially conscious investing, or it was its old term. It's now called ESG investing.
Is there anything dealing with desalination of water?
There are sector funds that invest in technologies like that. They are sector funds, so there's almost 30 or so different mutual funds that invest in water or water-type technology.
And desalination. Now, I was reading an article about a week or so ago about desalination. And apparently it's extremely expensive, very expensive to do.
Yes.
And there was some question as to whether using desalination for water was doing more harm to the environment than good. Because what happens to all of the salt that you're taking out of the water? You're dumping it back into the ocean and causing the salt level to rise. Yeah. Possibly harming marine life in that area.
Yes. Yeah.
So there is a trade-off one way or the other.
Yes, yeah.
But apparently Israel is doing a lot of desalination.
Yes, yes, and they're able to. It's amazing what the Israelis have been able to do.
Yeah.
It may be something that the rest of the world might have to embrace. When you look at these projections by 2040, big parts of other parts of the world are going to be drought stricken, and water will become extremely valuable.
So what do you see as far as the commodities dealing with water?
Well, I share that, Paul, because I'm not sure what to make of that. It's futures are can drive prices up. It could create people trying to corner the market on water. The exchanges say that won't happen, but in 20 years ago or so, Enron sort of collapsed trying to bring futures about for energy trading. So I think it's a brave new world when we're looking at trading on water.
Yeah.
Something we all take as Americans as a given.
We do. You mentioned Enron. That was 20 years ago?
Yeah, was it 2002, 2001?
I can't believe that. That was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
That
Hard to believe. Seems like 5.
It does. And I had put the Enron fiasco out of my mind, but I guess we still need to keep something like that somewhere in the back so you can pull it up, so hopefully we will not see another event like that.
Yes, yeah, particularly with water. The public interest in water is obviously
anything else that you want to add?
Well, it's midsummer, and there's something called the health savings account, the HSAs. So change of subject, but that's for the right person. I would suggest talking to your advisor, or your accountant, or maybe someone in your human resource department to see if you can access a health savings account.
Now,
whether or not it makes sense for you.
In order to have a health savings account, you have to have a very high deductible health insurance plan, right?
High deductible. You're capped at $7,200 per household to put in. The money does grow tax-free, so it has sort of if you don't use it, you can continue to let it grow.
Okay.
You use it but if you have a copay, then it works nicely. You can pay with pre-tax dollars.
And right, because when it comes out of your paycheck, it's not taxed.
That's right.
And it goes in the account. You can spend it on medical expenses untaxed.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
All right. So you want to check on that to see if your health insurance plan is eligible. Not all of them
That's
are.
right. So you need to talk to someone who knows what they're talking about on that.
Okay. Alex, always a pleasure chatting with you. I learn something every time you come out here. I never thought we'd be talking about commodities trading with water.
Water, yeah.
But times do change, don't they?
Yes.
If folks want more information on any of this, how do they contact you?
Well, we're in Columbia at 573-449-5313.
Okay, and you can walk into the office now.
Yes.
And if you go in on
Please
Friday,
visit us.
You go in on Fridays, it's bow tie Fridays at LaBRUNERIE. Everybody wears a bow tie, but you don't have to if you don't want to.
That's right.
But make them happy. If you go in on Friday, put a bow tie on. We're out of time. Bye-bye.